Hi, everyone. We're back.
Hello, happy spring. Is it spring yet? Or is it officially on the calendar?
It
I don't
is
know.
officially
Okay.
spring. We took our little 2-week hiatus, 1 week longer. Sorry, but we're here.
Hey, spring break and just like the children. So we were ripping it. You were in where? Big
Extended.
Sky?
We deserved the extended spring break. We were in Big Sky, and yes, it was a nice time. Beautiful.
Highlights, lowlights. Did you ski?
Let's say we'll start with the low lights was actually the flight in. I thought we might were gonna die. Like, literally.
I
Okay, so I'm not a big flyer in general, but obviously I do it all the time and there's
mhm,
whatever, I just
fared
am
through
used
it.
to it. Exactly. Like, turbulence is great, ride the waves, like, it's
Well,
all good.
everybody uses that Jello like reference, and I'm like, I literally just think we're going down. So
Yeah. So, like, always the picture worst case scenario, but I've gotten over that, and, I honestly prefer to fly commercial. For some reason, I
hmm
just feel safer. But we were not, and
case we
I,
don't have
like, love these I love
it.
these pilots, like, whatever, trust all of them, but we're
Yeah,
just going along, amazing flight whole way there, and we came into this massive storm over the mountains when we were landing in
lovely.
Bozeman, and we could not see a single thing, couldn't even see the end of the wings, and you just heard, like, ice, like, pounding the front windshield. I
Shabby.
mean, like, pounding, like, it's so loud, I've never heard anything like that in a plane, and so I'm like, "Great, the windshield's gonna crack, we're gonna crash, they can't see," and so we're, like, bumping up and down. I mean, hard bumps, and, like, everyone was putting on their seatbelts, which usually doesn't happen, and so I'm like,
Yeah.
"Great," and, the nanny's with us, and I'm telling her it's fine, and inside I'm like, "It's absolutely not fine." She's, like, praying
Rosa's
a
having a heart
rosary.
attack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And so, anyways, absolutely terrible. One of those landings where you don't see anything basically until you hit the
Mhm.
ground, and it was just totally a storm over the mountains that we got off. I mean, the front was just absolutely like a shell of, like, I think I sent you the picture
Lovely.
of, like, ice and snow, like, on the nose of the
Oh my god.
plane, but it was fine, and, we made it, but, really pretty, really nice, but thankfully, that storm did hit because the snow was really good, and they had thankfully had better snow than other parts, of the country, but it snowed for 2 days straight, heavy,
Oh,
fluffy snow, so
fabulous.
it was just beautiful and perfect timing. I did not ski. I was packing the night before to leave and realized that all of my ski stuff was in bed.
Oh,
So I
whoopsies.
really realized, yeah, like, how much of a not priority skiing was, so,
It's such a freaking
obviously could
trick.
have gotten it really is, and, like, all the stuff and
You're schlepping shit
whatever.
around. You're just like,
Yeah.
ugh.
And, we stayed at the Montage, which is, like, a great, like, ski in, ski out, pretty easy, nice hotel. We actually checked out,
Did you see that Palmilla? That new Palmilla?
yes, so we went to one and only, Moonlight Basin just to check it out, and I was not impressed. I mean, it's the first
Oh.
one and only
Ooh.
in North America, and I would like to say the construction was very cheap, um,
Subpar. Okay.
very
Wow.
subpar. I had been out to Moonlight Basin in the summer, actually rode along for a round of golf, and it was beautiful, unbelievable views, just stunning landscape, lots of, like, geography and,
Mhm.
very steep, bears everywhere, like, super cool, but it's
Like
very
real bears?
isolated. Real bears.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Okay.
black bears, but I mean,
Black
they were, like,
bears.
all over, yeah, so
No
cute.
grizzly bears? I don't know where
No,
those live.
I would love to see, yeah, I'm sure they do have them, but,
Shit.
yeah, those are the
They
scary
those are the ones
ones.
that eat you. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, beautiful setting, but it's so isolated from everything else, and there's already not a lot there. I think commercial was the word that you said your dad used, and I'm
Yes.
like, that is the only word to describe Big Sky, like, great mountain, great for skiing, pretty terrain. There's nothing, like, charming about it. There's no charming little
That's what he
downtown,
said.
like, Bend or Aspen or, Whitefish, Montana. I love, like, cute
Yeah.
little downtown. There's no charm or anything. It's just all new.
Well, that's what he said. Yeah, he was like, think of, like a mining town. You got like Aspen and Telluride and things like cute little quaint towns. Like they got some old buildings and things like that. Like he said everything was brand new, which I mean,
Brand
I'm
new.
sure a lot of people appreciate, especially the Yellowstone folks, but I don't know. I like the history in some of the buildings, especially coming from Zermatt as well. And those buildings were old and that town's been around for a long time. So it's just has some more character, I guess.
Totally, more charming, more character, And yeah, just a totally different vibe. Again, not good or bad. It's just, I mean, as far as the skiing goes, it's great. I mean, it's an
Yeah.
amazing mountain, but if you're looking for charm, even that houses architecture, it's just not it. And even restaurants. I mean, there's not even that many options or like the little town center. There's really nothing to do there. I mean, there's a great little cowboy coffee shop, but other than
Cowboy
that, it's like
coffee.
all, yeah, I mean, it's like a
Woo!
Sotheby's
How
office
cliche
and
is
like
that?
all these like random little, I don't know, but
I love it, I love it. Well, how are the
yeah, okay.
gondolas? Because coming again, I was in Zermatt and holy crap, I am kind of, like, scared of heights, but those gondolas, like, we took gondolas into Italy, I did not wanna ski that day, I was not feeling too hot. Uh, Scariest thing of my life, and that same day, there was another gondola in Engelberg or whatever the town was called, that fell off and the
I
61-year-old
saw
woman died
that.
rolling down the hill when I was like, "I'm not getting in this, I physically can't."
Nightmare.
So, we had lunch at, like, one of the top like, the one of the closest stops for the first gondola. I literally took one of those electric taxis up. It cost like $200. I was like, they're like, "Miss, you know you could take the $5 gondola up." I was like, "I refuse
Not
to." Like, "I'm
happening.
taking the taxi." I was like, "Baby,
Mm.
credit card." So I was taxiing up the mountain. So that's how scared I was of these gondolas and the
Well, you
heights and
made it.
everything.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
did. I
Rightfully
survived.
so, though.
I'm a
But
survivor.
overall, you guys had a good time.
We did. We had a lot of fun. The Matterhorn was absolutely epic to see in person.
There's
It's just a
nothing like
trek
it.
to get up there. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot. Like we did the one trip in one day, so it took us 26 hours to fly from here to London to Zurich, and then take a 4 hour. You could have taken the four different trains, but we just hired a driver and got up there quick as possible. But definitely worth seeing. Don't know if we'll go back. I think Ireland was more the highlight of the trip.
Love it, and it should be. It's where your little enchanted wedding's gonna be.
Our little castle wedding venue hunting. So
I
TBD on that.
can
We're figuring logistics out, but we found a good one.
exciting. Well, back to things in the States. We're glad you're back stateside. I know you're still dealing with your jet lag. I know
I think it's self-inflicted. I think we just have too much going on. We're
self-inflicted.
just drink too much, hang out with too many people. I still haven't fully recovered.
Yeah, and not a soft landing with your 12:30 on a Wednesday, birthday party.
Alexis, girl, come on. I know. She was like, Commodore Perry at 12:30. I'm like in the middle of the workday. Okay. So blocking my calendar out.
Exactly, you better be done for the rest of the day.
Yeah, try to get as much done as possible prior. But anyways.
Love it. Well, okay, let's just kick it off with what everyone wants to know and hear about. Tiger Woods cannot
Oh,
catch a break.
I mean, self-inflicted for sure.
I loved, 50 Cent's response. He was like, "A lion would never, but a tiger would," or something. Did you
No
see
pun
that?
intended. Yeah, no, all
Exactly.
of the memes and everything, the play on words was absolutely yeah, it was like a tiger would or something, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh my god."
funny, but
It's,
I really do feel bad for him. I like him, but he clearly has an issue.
I mean, it's insanity at this time. What was that George Bush saying or something in that rap song that "Fool me once," or he just keeps doing the same thing. So
Right,
hire a driver,
exactly.
do something different. Like you're literally pleading insanity there, especially now that
Right.
you're associated like the Trumps and the president and all of that. I think that's maybe people should hire will hold him to a higher regard that aren't golf fans. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's just interesting.
Well, and I just feel like people like him just feel like they have some sort of superiority in general. And it's like, even if he does have a problem, it's not a problem.
No.
And, I can crash 3 times and I can be a reckless driver and I can have, clearly a pill problem to some extent, which probably also isn't his fault after all the surgeries and whatever. But if there is some underlying addiction issue, clearly it's there and doesn't help his cause. But there is no excuse to not get a driver.
Well, didn't the sheriff say he had pills in his pocket as well, like, on the
Yes, like
scene?
2 hydrocodone pills, which obviously isn't illegal if it's prescribed to him, but if you're under the influence, you're under the influence, whether it's drugs, alcohol, whatever. I mean, he blew his 0 so that's lucky, which my first thing when it said DUI, obviously I went to alcohol and I'm like, "How was he wasted at 2 PM East Coast on a whatever day it was. But, yeah, I mean,
I just
not
saw
gonna
that
be great.
clip of him just, like, hiding in the I don't know if he was hiding in the bushes or calling, like, at
It
least
looked
he
like
stayed
he was
around
on
and
a
everything.
phone call. I know, and then did you see his, Sunday red shirt he was wearing? The blue shirt, like, sold out online in every single
Oh,
size.
no, I didn't.
Yeah, I'm like and everyone's like, "Oh, he's getting a paycheck off of this." I'm like, "Yeah, it's probably the only sold out item that Sunday Red has ever had." And now everyone's gonna be wearing it, who knows, wearing Masters or costume or I don't know, but I did think that that was, funny, but I didn't like that, everyone's like, "Oh, his eyes were glazed over," and I know that the police actually called in the sheriff, who they said had, like, higher authority, I guess, and probably wanted to make sure it was the right, way to handle it given that it was Tiger Woods in the situation, but he failed his, sobriety field sobriety
Oh, he
test, which
didn't do
again, if
the
he's not
urine.
drinking, like, what is that? Yeah, then refuses urine analysis,
Yeah.
but everyone's like his eyes were glazy and whatever. They're glazy every single day. Every single picture, every single interview, anytime you see the guy, he just has those eyes. I think it's from sun and everything else. Like,
Yeah.
that to me is not like a telling sign that he was
No, it's just an
completely.
easy cop out or easy thing to say, and blame.
Yeah, and I've also heard that or there were some doctors saying that given the extent and the amount of surgeries he's had, it's possible that he's can't even do some of these, sobriety tests or whatever, lift your leg and whatever, if he has his injury, and that's giving him a lot of credit, but, I mean, probably he should be able to do those things, but it'll
I
be
mean,
interesting.
I think the majority of Americans can't do those things, and you always hear people say those are
Well, and
impossible.
at they're like, "Oh, he's sweating profusely." I'm like, "I'm sure he is. It's Tiger
Yeah,
Woods. He
making me
just flipped a
nervous.
Range Rover 3 miles down the road from his house." Like, I'm
And this
sure
is
he
like
is
his 4th
sweating.
time or 3rd 2nd time doing
Exactly.
it,
Yeah,
but
and he has to
like
know there's repercussions. It looks bad on
yeah.
him. It looks bad for like you said, the Trumps. It looks bad for, his poor son, the ex-wife, for
Mhm,
all of it. Like,
mhm.
everybody involved. His managers have obviously had to speak up on his behalf multiple times about this. Like, Dave Portnoy roasted him. Did you see that?
Yeah, he's
He
he's
just cracks
hilarious.
me up.
I know, I saw Brianna Chicken Fries, she goes, "Somebody needs to take the phone out of that guy's hand." Like
And I know he's very polarizing and people, like,
yeah.
don't like and sometimes he is too much for sure, but I do think I mean, he was like, "I don't care if he's abusing pills, I don't care if he's has an abuse problem, alcohol problem, drug problem, a banging blonde problem, I don't care about any of those problems." He's like, "But you need somebody to drive you, like, there's no excuse." And I mean, he's made a good point, like, he's not only putting himself at risk, but other people. I mean, he could have easily hit somebody, ran over someone that was walking, like, flipped onto another car. I mean, it is putting a lot of innocent, people at risk potentially, and thank God no one else was involved, but
You gotta get a driver. I know. Also saw on social media again all these memes and fake news, but I think I saw one that was just like Trump pardons Woods, and I was like, oh, on what? Like what,
well,
DUI?
he was supposed to be in Miami the next day for something, and I was like, how funny would that be if he made a little detour to Jupiter and bailed him out of jail? Would that not
No.
be so great? Because I do think that they have a good, relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Trump commented
so
on
it's
it
just
and
all
just
about to
was just saying it's unfortunate. I don't know what happened. Can't say much. So
yeah, and so I guess he just hasn't wanted to have it the reason or yes, people on his behalf have said the reason why he hasn't hired a driver is because he's so private and he has so many privacy concerns, and that's why he hasn't hired one, which I can see. I mean, he is painfully private, like, even in
cool.
business, golf, anything, he's just so close about who he has around, but
He's
again, at
not
this point,
painfully
there's
private.
somebody yeah,
There's so
there's
much attention on you after flipping a couple cars. So
right, exactly. Yeah, wouldn't be happening, and sleeping with all the people he was sleeping with back in the day and whatever, like, yeah, you can sign whatever NDA you want, but that's not really private, right?
I think you gotta, yeah, there's pick and choose your privacy issues, but it
I
sounds like you're
don't
picking the
know,
wrong
but
ones.
and sounds like you might be down the path for some relationship issues. And then of course it turns on that, like, oh, well, she's gonna leave him and blah blah blah. And she said he has to get his stuff together and this the third time about I'm like, if he really truly has a problem, she would know by now. And why would she stay around with him if this was an everyday occurrence that he's, zonked out on painkillers? So that's why I have a hard time believing that I mean, he could have been coming back from a treatment or something and just, been out of it or had taken something
Yeah.
and maybe, I don't know, but the whole thing seems weird.
No, especially since I guess Trump doesn't even drink. I assume his family kind of follows suits in that regard. So it is an interesting dynamic now that it's happened. So we'll see what happens. I hope he does get it together, and I hope they're cute together. So I hope it doesn't end.
So cute. I know, it really is, and yeah, Kai and Charlie's relationship and all of it, I think it's so cute, but I was hoping that he would at least I really was hoping he was gonna play the Masters, which now obviously we
Doesn't
know
look like it.
not gonna look like it, and then I was like, "Well, maybe he'll still show up for the dinner at least," but it sounds like after his statement last night saying he's stepping away and gonna take this period of time to seek treatment and understands the severity of the situation, it's probably the best thing for him to not make it look like he's making light of it by showing up to the Masters and acting like
Well,
nothing happened.
didn't the chairman or something put out a statement that said he wasn't going to be there?
No, right, yeah, he's not gonna be
Okay,
there.
yeah, yeah. So for
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I was hoping that
oh,
he would or at least show up for the dinner. Like, I was hoping he would that he'd play, like, imagine that again for his comeback story like we talked about, but, I mean,
act
there's
like
just no
nothing
way.
happened.
Yeah,
Brush
yeah,
it to the side.
totally, yeah, but probably not in his best interest.
Eh, PR team doing God's work over there.
Cleaning it up. I saw that ESPN's gonna send Jason Kelsey, to Augusta, which I think is kind of funny. He just cracks me up. Like, he's
He's
the
a
absolute not
clown.
mold.
I know. He's I
Like,
think
he'll
the
probably show up
only
in costume.
that's I whenever I hear his name, I always think of where he was backstage dancing. Who was there was a DJ, was it like John Summit or something? I forget who it
Yeah,
was,
he was
but it was
dancing, and then also in, like, that parade when he had, like, his big, like,
yeah,
king costume on or whatever it was. Yeah, I think that's what he pulled out for the DJ too, but
he's a funny guy, so he'll maybe add some comedy to the Masters here.
I know, so he's
Or
gonna be, commentating for the par 3 contest and do interviews with the players and their families, so I think that'll be which I always think is such a fun, addition to the Masters, so I think it'll be
you think
interesting to see what he says. He's been so involved with the TGL stuff and kind of hands-on, like, again, I've never pictured him in the golf spotlight,
nope,
but
not at all.
there he is, and he can swing a golf club.
He can?
Yeah,
Is he
looks
good?
like it.
Oh,
I don't
I
know,
haven't I
decent. I've
haven't
never
seen it.
seen him, like, play a course, but yeah, him and, Travis, I guess, but
I think that's the
just seems
hardest part of the
good.
game is the actual swing, so
Yeah, yeah, exactly, and then putting it together.
yeah, I mean, that's a first step, though. I mean, that's
Ye
a lot of people can't even get there, so
yeah, exactly. Um, and then Tommy Fleetwood, our guy, I was loving seeing his club logos and all of his mixed match attire, and it seems like now he's gonna
it's coming to an
be
end.
repping Blackstone. Can't be a free spirit forever, I guess.
That is the most corporate logo I have ever seen in my like, there's no character to it, no personality to it, just
They don't even
let's
try
make
to,
it
like, make a
no.
rendition of the logo to look better for a hat, like, maybe just a nice bee or something, like, it's straight up you're exactly right, the most commercial, terrible or hat logo you could see.
Is there, like, a period at the end too? Is that am I making that up off the top of my head? I don't know. It was just it's, literally, I don't know, the plainest thing you could possibly put on your hat, so
I mean, it's
we'll
very
see.
recognizable, everyone knows Blackstone, but yeah, it is not
We're playing on that rich culture. Yeah,
no
they're,
swag. They better be paying him
definitely
a lot of money to have that on his head.
they probably are. They they make a lot of money, so
Right, like Alyssa Liu on her Lucky Charms box.
I don't understand that collab. Walk me through it. You kept sending it to me on, like, all the
I
different
don't
platforms,
understand
and
it
I was
either,
like,
I kept seeing it everywhere.
she's got her tiger hair, she's got, the rainbow next to her on the charms box, and I'm like, "I don't get the collab here." It doesn't make much sense. Does she eat it? Like, is she, like, trying to
Who eats Lucky Charms anymore? I'm surprised it's even around. It has to be probably, like, the worst cereal for you chemical-wise, and I've never was a Lucky Charm. I know a lot of kids, liked it back in the day. I don't know who's the market for her on a Lucky Charms box in this day and time.
And why Lucky Charms? Why not like Fruit Loops or I don't know.
Or
There's
Cheerios. Remember all the Olympians, like, Bruce
yes.
Jenner used to do, like, the Cheerio box?
That'd probably make the most sense actually now that you say that. So I again, she seems like a little kinda quirky, so maybe she eats Lucky Charms every day,
Well, I
so
guess yeah, and anything for money, but I guess she probably appeals to the younger, you know, all-American Lucky Charm eating kids. I don't
Lucky
know.
Charm eating and that wasn't you, and that's definitely not Brooklyn, I assume.
With her, like, character and her yeah, her piercing and anyways, but yeah, she
Her
was all
zebra
over the front
hair,
of the
yeah.
cereal box.
Well, good for her. I mean, I hope she makes a lot and entices young kids to eat Lucky Charms.
Totally. I guess we kind of skipped around too, but, Scotty pulled out of the Houston Open, and I thought maybe he was hurt or something. He's been just doing so poorly compared to how he had been doing, like, major downfall. Something just kinda seemed off. But he pulled out so because his wife was having their 2nd baby.
Cute,
I
congrats.
know. I'm so happy for them. Don't know anything. I don't know if it's been born or I'm assuming it has or what the name is, but Bennett is so adorable out there to see his
Is that the
dad
name
on the
they landed
course,
on?
but Bennett is the 1st baby, but
Oh,
the 2nd one I don't know, but I know that you have a Bennett in your life, special someone that
I
once was.
shout out Bennett. No, it's literally my first high school boyfriend who I was madly in love with. He's probably gonna listen to this, he follows me on Instagram, but, he ended up cheating on me, and I broke up with him. He drove to my house. This is my freshman year. He's like a junior or senior. You know, football quarterback, cutest little couple. Taylor Swift, like 15 was like my song during that time. So I was like so in love. But ended up cheating on me. And then he drives to my house in the middle of the night, just absolutely bawling. And my brother at the time is like, he's in 7th grade. So super young, doesn't really know what's going on. And he's like, why is there this kid crying in our courtyard? And my mom's like, just go to bed, kid, blah, blah, blah. So fast forward, I didn't really have a relationship with him, obviously, but my brother just was a groomsman in his wedding a couple years ago, and it's the most full circle story. They're best friends, and I'm like, haha, we always laugh about, do you remember when Bennett was crying in the courtyard and Cade, you were just too little to
Crying
really
in the
understand?
courtyard.
Yeah, so it's Bennett's a great name, so I love it, not discrediting it, but that's what I think of when I hear that name.
That is so funny. It is a unique name. I don't know any
I don't know a lot about
Bennetts.
it, so
Now I
yeah,
know. Yeah. Now I know of one,
there
and
you
of
go.
course, little baby Bennett. But Scotty will be back for the Masters, so that'll be good. I can't believe it's already coming up. The April 6th, Monday, which is obviously Easter Sunday.
Where's our
Masters on the
tickets?
range charts. I know.
Who's gonna sponsor us?
We've got to.
Jesus.
We'll go one year, maybe next.
I just love
And
the
then the
whole
actual
vibe of
tournament
the
starts on Thursday.
Masters.
I know, and my feed is, like, absolutely filled with master outfit inspo and this and that, and, I mean, some of it to me, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like, this is so
It's a
like,
little
do these"
cheesy.
so cheesy. Yeah, yeah. And, like, do these girls even know anything about golf, or are they just dressing up to
It's
be in
the
Masters
aesthetic.
colors? But
It's
yeah,
the aesthetic.
exactly.
No,
Which I'm not hating. I mean, if you're going, good for you,
you might as
but
well play the part. So,
exactly.
I can't wait to hear that. What's the Masters song over and over again? I guess
I
so.
know, it's
It's like
so
ringing in my head already.
exactly, and then, like, the panning of the front of the clubhouse and the
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
flowers and everything. Yeah, I know, totally.
Just they can never change that up. That's just legendary.
Mm-mm, it really is iconic. So that'll be some good people say that April is the best sports month between, um,
March
Final
Madness?
4 yeah, Final 4, Masters, hockey playoffs. I think, what else is there? There's, um anyways, it's definitely has to be up there.
It's popping right
It
before
is
nothing happens, I feel like.
I know, there's that, like, awful summer period where it's just well, I guess regular season baseball, of course,
Yeah,
but,
who watches that? No, I'm just kidding.
regular season baseball, but then, yeah, before football starts, that's really such a
It's a
lull.
little lull period.
Yeah, did you see Uber Golf is about to be a thing?
No, what is that?
So Uber's launching Uber Golf, and it's
You can
I think
Uber
it
to your
might
golf
just be
course.
season. Yeah, exactly. So you can book a ride up to 90 days, and it's essentially for, like, your foursome and your
They drive you around
bags.
the course or what?
No, just, like,
Oh,
to and from the course, but,
oh,
I mean, I guess it's good marketing, but and
like a
maybe it
caddy. I thought it was like a caddy
that's so
situation.
funny. I read today somebody was like, "It should be called Uber Caddy." And that was like, "That's actually a clever name." But no, it's just gonna be Uber Golf, and you can reserve up to 90 days in advance. Uber X for 2 people and XL for foursomes, but I'm like, what difference is that of just getting an X or an XL and bringing your golf clubs? Like, what car is gonna be like, "You can't put your clubs in the trunk?"
That's what I'm
Isn't it
confused
so
about.
weird?
Are you paying like a premium because it's the golf section or it's
I
like
don't
Uber
know.
helicopter or
I
something? I
think
don't
the
know.
one difference must be that you can reserve 90 days in advance. I don't think you can do that for a normal ride. So maybe, I don't know, if you're somewhere remote and you're going to a course and need a I have no idea. We're gonna have to look more into this, but it was just announced. And again, the marketing of it
I
sounds
know
good.
a lot of golfers and they book their tee time like a week before. I think some golf courses only allow that. So I don't know who's booking 90 days in advance. I don't really understand the
I guess
benefit
it would
of
be like again, there's some courses you have to book like a year in advance,
this.
like certain
Fair.
places. And so maybe it's things like that or like golf trips that you have planned well in
Okay.
advance with a group of guys. That's not just like at your home course.
Fair. Okay.
Um,
That
but
makes
we'll
sense.
have to see if there's more details to it. And then there was something tied to like Top Golf with it, which obviously we know Top
Oh,
Golf's not doing well. I know you got like
no.
a discount on Top Golf, but again, I'm thinking how many people go to Top Golf that are playing legit courses? Nobody. So
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't know.
the people are very, yeah,
But nice
it's
play,
definitely
I
are
guess. I don't
golfers.
know. We're gonna have to look into it more. Max Verstappen is considering retiring after this season.
I have a couple thoughts around that. I definitely, again, he's a freaking Formula One legend. I don't think he would ever leave racing though altogether to be with his family or so-called whatever the excuse may be. He'll definitely probably race another class of sports cars. I definitely don't think rallying will be the one. That's a bit too dangerous, I think he mentioned. But I could also see him owning like teams. He definitely has that
Totally.
kind of like vibe about him. He looks like a team owner, just badass. I don't know. What are your thoughts
He
around
really
that?
does. I really like him. I think that obviously he too is claiming that he's really happy in his private life and with his family, and if he's not fully enjoying the sport, and would rather see friends and be with family, whatever, is that more important? So I can see that, but he's so young and he's done so well. That I think you're right. I think maybe he would transition and maybe take a break. Like, I don't think he would
Yeah.
just jump into something different. I could see him taking a break, then even getting into, like, not commentating. I don't see him being like,
No. He's like
the
a man of few
Jason
words, I
Kelsey or
feel like.
something, and
Yeah.
he's so Dutch, like, if you can just, like, use
Yeah.
one word to, like, describe him, he's just straight up
Dutch.
Dutch, yeah. Um,
He's like too cool, you know?
yeah, but actually a funny story, this is, like, probably 5 years ago now, and F1
Did
was
he
in
wait, is that he the
Austin.
one that left you a voicemail?
Yeah, no, we were on talking on the phone, but yeah.
Oh!
So we were at
Had
the
him tell me
proper. I
this
was at the
story.
proper with some friends, and I was not super into F1, not really following anyone, and one of my friends I was with was like, "That's Max Verstappen." And I'm like, and I was living at the proper at the time and had just gone down to meet them, and she's like, "That's Max Verstappen." I'm like, "Who?" And she's like, "He's like one of the better drivers in the world." I'm like, "Okay." So he was just sitting with a friend. And so me, which again, totally not me. It was like a bit, they were like sitting like in an area and like everyone was like kind of looking at it, but no one was sitting there. Plenty of room for other people, like not like directly with them. And I'm like, "Is anyone sitting here?" And they're like, "No." So we like go sit there and
Ignorance is a bliss.
start talking and yeah, exactly. Anyway, so like hang out with him there and then we're like, we're gonna go to this little speakeasy if you guys want to come, which we were gonna go to here nor there. And so they ended up coming. So we went
How
separately. Yeah,
yeah.
met us. It was him and a friend, and he was racing, but on a not F1, like another uh, circuit or something. And so they came to here nor there. And when I tell you, I have never seen someone drink as many gin and tonics as he did. It was the three of us and the two of them. And I was like floored. I'm like, how is he going to get in a car? I mean,
Really?
this was like on a Wednesday, and the race is
Right
obviously
before the
Sunday.
race?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh?
And so I was literally like "Is this okay?" Like, I was, like, gonna get
Still
worried
gonna be
for him.
drunk by
Yeah,
Sunday.
so we all leave, and they kept calling, and we were just laughing, like, we had it on speaker in the car, and they were like, "You don't close, you don't go home, like, you guys don't have to go." I'm like, "Yeah, we do." And then I'm literally thinking to myself, "How is he gonna race a race car?" Like, sure, they have to practice the next day. He had his, like, little Red Bull, like, go-kart thing
Yeah.
that they do, like, the day I mean, it was so funny, and, like, he was so nice, like, so nice. I had no idea that he was, like had a girlfriend or anything, like, obviously, like, none of that
When did he have his
came up,
kid?
but
Was that was probably, like, after or
yeah, yeah, for
yeah.
sure. I mean,
Well,
that
you
was
kinda
only,
give
like,
Kelly vibes,
last
like,
year, but well, I know then when I'd say found out, like, and everything came out about their relationship and whatever, I'm like, "Well, I guess, like, a little bit resemble, like, the dark hair,
you
darker" and
guys
I think she is, like,
do.
beautiful. I don't think I, like, look like her necessarily,
You are
but anyways, he
beautiful.
was so nice and so, very, like, dry sense of humor, um and so young. To me, I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
we're out with these little kids," like, so young. But anyways, it was just such a funny
Just
story,
ripping
and then
G&Ts.
oh, I mean, literally, the gin and tonic count was, like, next level, and we didn't end up seeing them. I mean, went home, and they went home, and then, it
You're
was
like
kinda
the
like, "Let's meet
first
up for
girl
dinner,"
ever.
and then they were like, "Oh, let's eat" they were like, "Oh, let's get dinner for dinner," and then they're like, get totally locked up with their teams and didn't
Yeah,
do anything the next
no surprise.
before the race, he ended up winning the race. I mean, just so funny, and then he didn't stay for the celebration, he, like, flew out after. Usually Red Bull does a big party after the race downtown, and
He was
he
all
didn't
partied out
stay, he
with
flew
you.
out, but yeah, too many gin and tonics, but anyways, I thought that was funny, but,
It's a legendary
I
story.
do think yeah, so classic, but I do think that, he's an incredible racer, and I think that
Mhm.
he is so particular seeming and, like, calculated, and I bet if he thinks that he's not number 1 and he's not winning every single race anymore, it's like he doesn't wanna do it.
Well, he'll
Um,
figure out a way to be number 1 if that's, moving to a different, yeah, circuit, as you said, or owning teams that are gonna be number 1. He'll figure it out. He's a killer.
totally. Yeah, so and I do love that he seems so family oriented with them, and I know that they're
Mhm.
not married, and I know that
He's like a
she has a
stepdad
kid.
too, yeah.
Totally, yeah, she has a child from a previous relationship with a different driver, which is kind of interesting in itself,
She's a driver
and the
hopper.
way that he yeah, yeah, he's what do they call it? Circuit rider.
Other
Um, the way that he, in pictures are always holding hands or walking together, and I'm not saying pictures that she posts, I'm talking about just random, like, paparazzi pictures or whatever, so I think it's, like, genuine, like, he's very,
Yeah.
um seems just so sweet with her, and then obviously they have their other child together, so I love that
Well,
for them. I wonder if they'll get married.
we'll see. Time will
We'll
tell.
see. Maybe he's not that type.
Eh,
Who knows?
you never know
Um,
these days, Jesus.
yeah. March Madness. We never made our brackets, but it's okay.
No, shit.
Every bracket was, like, busted after, like, the 2nd round, first round, basically. I mean, there were so many upsets, at least on the men's side. I feel like women's are more like, if you're a top seed, you're getting to the end. Like, I feel like there's a
Yeah.
huge gap between the
What's
1
good and bad.
seeds and
Yep.
what 100%. The guys are where the upsets happen, which I just think is so
These
fun.
games have been I've seen so many close call I'm like, "Holy crap," especially, UT, who they just play, and I was just like,
I know, Purdue, they could have
Purdue, that was
won
a
that
hell of
game.
a game."
And I will say that it was in question if they were even going to make the tournament at one point. Like, they're just not good. Which,
Yeah.
again, we've talked about it before. Like, how are they not a better basketball school and program given all the money and just everything that goes into it, the way that football is, recruiting, everything. Women's obviously crushing. Um, but then for them to, win their first round, which was already amazing, and
Mhm.
then, go on to later literally could have beat Purdue.
Uh,
Um, it was
I
pretty
mean,
amazing.
should have beat Purdue.
Should have, that's
It
a
was like a tap in with, like, .5 seconds left or something. It was absolutely insane.
crazy. But it was one of those things where you couldn't have been, like, so mad or so upset, not that I'm so invested
Yeah.
in Texas basketball, but it's like they weren't even supposed to be there. I bet a
No,
lot of
they
people looked at it. It was, like, amazing
frickin'
that
did
they were
well.
there, and it would have been
Yep.
yeah. But there's just so many, and then that Duke game the other night with that UConn insane buzzer beater.
Okay. I mean, UConn had 0 business winning that game. That was like the Duke just freaking choked. That was horrible.
Insane. But such a good game, and, I guess it's the most watched, NCAA tournament or through Elite 8 at least in 33 years. That's a long time.
I feel like we're always every episode we're saying it's the most watched Olympic, it's the most watched women's basketball. It's the like I feel like sports in general are just hitting rocket number like top numbers in viewers right now. So that's great.
I love it. I mean, it's yeah, you're exactly right, though. Every single one is trending up. So, yeah, pretty amazing. And then Sarah Graves from Texas,
Okay.
such a cool story. I think
I
she's the cutest
literally
girl.
had no idea who she was prior, obviously, as a lot of people I feel like didn't.
I had never heard
Um,
of her until this season.
she is cute. I am obsessed.
So cute. I think she is great for women's basketball. The look, the story, all of it. She's a senior guard, which again, she's a senior. I'm like, how is it literally this is the first I've ever
Yep.
heard of her. But such a good story. She's from Fort Worth, was a walk-on and had other offers from or had offers from low-level Division 1 programs, and she just wanted to go to UT. She wanted to go to the business school, major in finance of all things. So decided to walk on and
I'm
just
looking for a
works
man in
really
finance. Sorry.
Yeah,
That's what always comes up.
exactly. But wanted to give, like, everything she could, and she was like, "When I see somebody struggling or down, like, I pick that one person and pump them up." So she kind of was just like a glorified, like, energy person, like, that is
Mhm.
her word, wanting to, like, pump people up, and then has totally become, like, a fan favorite for everyone and throughout the tournament. I mean, she was, like, I think making, like, 1 basket a game, if that. Um
She's
but
just
just
a
people love her
professional hype woman.
personality and yeah,
Yep.
exactly, and yeah, and then,
And she's
against
beautiful too.
Michigan totally, against Michigan, had an amazing three-pointer and just everyone went absolutely crazy,
It was clean too. It was nice.
it was clean, great celebration. Did you see her handshake with Booker too? It's so great.
It's yeah, I thought she was gonna fall on the ground.
I know, I know. Very, very good handshake, but, I just think it's a great story, and I do think that she is a really good thing for college basketball and women's basketball in general. I know we don't like to stereotype
No.
kind of the look or the aesthetic for most or storyline of most, basketball players, and I just think that she's different and sets it that it's not all the same, and, um, love that she literally was a walk on and now has all this hype behind her when she was the one that started the hype.
Badass. Good for her. I mean, that's what hard work looks like. Even if you're not, as good as everybody else, I think off the court shows just as much.
Totally. I agree. So, I could see Texas women's winning the tournament.
I'm just rooting for her, and obviously now I live in Austin, so I guess that's another reason to go for them. But I mean, UConn is Gino.
They're gonna be the only hurdle, and thankfully, they're on the other
Yeah,
side of the I mean, they'll only meet
yeah.
in
At
the
the
in the
end,
finals, but,
yeah.
that's gonna be the only hurdle. I don't see
I
them
was gonna say Gino's
losing to
tough. His
UCLA, yeah.
freaking women's basketball teams have annihilated for the past, like, 15 years. It's absolutely insane. So,
It's
again, I'm rooting
unbelievable.
for UT. UConn, you've had your streak. Come on. Let's, I mean, I don't think they won every single time, but they're always up there. So, I'd love to see UT win. I
I
know that might be
agree.
painful for you to hear.
Yeah, no, I'm actually rooting for them. I think
Okay.
women's yeah, I actually I do really like them. They're solid, and just their style of play and the way that they move and they can shoot, and I really like their style of play.
Okay. Yeah.
Again, UConn's kinda the only other one, that's like
There
that.
yeah. They
So
just
we
have
will
a lot to
see.
live up to.
A lot to live up to, and then on the men's side, um, we'll see who comes through. Any picks?
Uh, no,
I don't
honestly.
know. Yeah.
I haven't been following
That'd
men's
be
that
good
close.
rest
I've just been watching to be honest with you, I chime in at the last 5 minutes because it seems to be the most exciting game
it
that I've
literally,
been
that's, like, all you
watching.
need to see. Exactly. I'm usually like, I'll start in the second half, and then
Yeah.
that's when all the good stuff happens. Until then, it's generally, like, 44-42 or whatever the
Yeah, it's
entire
like,
yeah.
"Boo, boo, boo." Okay.
Uh,
Give
yeah,
me some action at the end
the
there.
last 5 minutes, yes. Um, well, do we have any other things to ponder? Have you watched Madison or heard of the show Madison
No, what is it?
or The
I'm
Madison?
watching Down to Fuck right now, if you've seen Down to Fuck. I don't know what the
I
Madison
have
is.
not. What is that about?
DTF
Enlighten
St.
us.
Louis. Oh my gosh, it's
No
actually a
idea.
banger of a show. It's on, HBO, with Jason Bateman. It
Okay. I like Jason
is
Bateman.
an incredible show. It's, like, about a threesome and one of them ends up murdered, and so it's got a little bit of,
Okay,
obviously
so
his
it's not a
DTF.
like it sounds like it's a reality show.
No, no, no,
Not
I
a
know.
okay.
It's
Okay,
called
this is a
DTF St.
scripted show.
Louis, but I felt
Mhm.
like I needed to add the actual what DTF means instead of just the acronym, but it's really, really good. Adam and I are super obsessed with it. It comes out every Sunday. There's 5 episodes, so we are caught up to all of them, but I highly recommend watching it. Again, just your typical threesome ended up in a murder, so who did
Wow,
it is what's happening.
scandalous.
I
Who
know.
done it?
But it's kinda
Um,
artsy creative too with Jason Bateman and, who's Velma that plays Scooby-Doo? She's in a bunch of other stuff like, that yeah, she's in a bunch of other stuff, but really popular actors in it, and again, overall, one of my shows, but
okay,
no,
I'll
I
have to
haven't seen
look
the
into it.
Madison. What's the Madison?
So the Madison is set in Montana. The Madison
Oh,
is a
Michelle
river.
Pfeiffer! I saw
Yes, and
this.
so it is another Taylor Sheridan show, and he kinda soft launched it. When I say soft launch, it was, like, hard for me to picture because during South by, there was, like, a on the Fairmont, they always do,
Oh,
like, a
I'm looking right
massive
at it.
Paramount yeah, exactly, and so they had the whole entire
Landman.
side of the yes, they had Landman, and then this year, I think they had, the the Madison or what are you talking Madison? Yeah. And so, anyways, everyone just says it's so, so good. Such a good storyline, sad. Of course, now like the highlight of Montana real estate along the river is the next thing. It's kind of like a Yellowstone type following seems. But anyways, I really want to watch that. And I finished Love Story. Did you finish Love Story?
Okay, yeah, and I have, like, some obviously, going into it, I was absolutely obsessed, but, like, towards the end, it just became them talking, and I heard
It
Cheryl Hines or whatever.
absolutely lost me.
It lost me too. I was just like, "Okay, you
Like,
guys."
halfway through the
We don't
season.
even know Cheryl Hines or whoever what's her name who's married to RFK, and she's like, "None of the family's watching it just due to the fact that you weren't in that room with them when they were having those conversations. It's all made up. It's all, like, speculative." And it was just kinda boring, so I, like
Well, I don't even know about any of that other than the fact that he looked like a total pansy. She looked like she was insane as far as, like, you knew what you're walking into. Like, this is like a Meghan Markle situation. Like, you knew what you were signing up for. If you do not wanna be in the spot and I understand and I respected, like, her having her own career, and I love that she was so, strong-headed and, kind of against the grain, which I'm sure, again, that's what attracted him and not somebody that just wanted to jump into his life for what it was. But then she, like, completely crumbled. And, like, that episode where, Diana crashed, blah, blah, you could just see her mind working that's how she felt her life was and, like, so trapped and not wanting I just thought it was, like, so, like I don't know if I wanna say unrealistic or, like, there's no way that that's exactly what it was
No,
their relationship was
exactly.
like. I mean, there's just no way. I mean, that he would have blown his head off if that I'm like, I was starting to think, like, did he crash this plane on purpose, or
Purpose?
did she take the wheel and decide to crash it? Because that to me is what that show made it look like
It
would have happened
yeah,
because it was, like, the most 2 miserable people that should not have been together in any capacity. Um
it was
Talking
crazy.
about the same thing over and over and over
Over
of,
and
"I can't live my
over.
life like, how many
Yeah.
episodes can we not live our life like this?"
And how
Like
much like, how many times do we have to talk about it? And then, "Oh, he's
right.
about to leave. Wait, don't leave." It's like, "Didn't that what you wanted?" Like, I don't know, you're all over the place. So,
Yeah, exactly, yeah, after all of that, she's like, "Well, I can't take a break from him.
yeah,
I
I'm
can't
like,
take a" like, "How long are you thinking?" She's like,
"You're
30
giving those
days."
vibes."
Longer than exactly. Oh, yeah, I think overall that lost its lost her
Lost
quick,
me.
but I know
Lost
some
me
people
quick.
were obsessed, and I'm like, "What part? What
I
part
was
did you like?"
obsessed with, like, the first couple episodes, but then eventually
Right,
it
because I
kinda
was
dropped off.
intrigued, and I also
Yeah.
liked, like, the Jackie O side to it, like, I didn't even realize that she was sick. I mean, I obviously knew her JFK times, and I knew she was with, the Onassis guy, but, like, I didn't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
much about her, and
Yeah.
I knew her, like, fashion, icon and style and photos, but nothing about her personality or anything
Some
like
of
that.
her monologues were really, really good as well, just trying to
Mhm.
talk to her son, and again, we don't know what was
Totally, but
actually
once she was
spoken, but
out and everything post that, just
yeah,
I did not. Yeah.
couldn't
And then
agree
the
more with you.
mom of Carolyn was, like, just a nut, even at the end, like, after they've died and crashed and she just lost 2 daughters and she goes in to talk to them and she's, like, not even sad or upset that her 2 daughters just died. She goes in there like it's a business meeting. I just thought it was so strange.
It was a very interesting ending, and, yeah, at one point, Adam's like, "Turn this shit off, it's so bad," and I was just like, "You know what? You're actually right,"
I know,
so
and he liked it at the beginning. He was the
he
one that was
did.
pitching it to me.
Yeah, no, it was really good. He lost interest, I lost interest, that was a sad story, but Down to Fuck, I think you're gonna
I'm gonna
really
s
get excited.
Okay.
It's
Yes,
it's
that
really
is the
just called
moral for
DTF, but
everyone to check out, DTF and the Madison.
and the Madison, yes, I need to try. I've been seeing a little like, a couple clips on the Madison. I didn't know what it was name was, I just saw, like, Michelle
Mhm.
Pfeiffer, saying, like, "Oh, her clip needs to win an award or something." Apparently, her hair looks really good in it and stuff like that, so I gotta watch that because big Taylor Sheridan fan for sure.
Yes. All right. Well, I know you've gotta run to your party, so enjoy your party and everybody have a happy Easter. I'm actually headed to Florida tomorrow.
But Adam just texted me, he's sitting across the room, he goes, "You're actually saying down the fuck? My mom watches this." I'm sorry, it's the show. It's literally the show, I didn't make it up. They decided to name it that. I was just saying the full acronym, but
Put it
anyway,
in quotes as we do
sorry.
with titles, right? It's in
Yeah.
quotes. Yeah,
Just bleep
yeah.
that out, Lauren, from please. Easter in Florida, that's gonna be
Easter in Florida.
fantastic. I'm sure the weather
Yes,
is absolutely
Easter Bunny's
beautiful.
gonna find its way.
Oh, what's Brooklyn good
Yeah.
at getting? Anything, exciting?
She's got a whole long list of things that she
She's the
thinks the
most
Easter Bunny
fabulous
brings,
child.
so
God bless
aw,
her, as she
I
should.
know, she's gonna love it. She's excited for eggs hunt and all of it, so we'll
Well
see. We'll report back on what the Easter Bunny brings.
well, safe travels, hopefully no more storms that you have to
Thanks.
incur.
Oh gosh, I know. Should be smooth travels going east, but
Fingers
all
crossed.
right, everyone. We will be back next week with more. Happy
Fabulous.
Easter.
Ta-ta. Or is it ciao?
Ciao.
Ciao. I was like, which one is it?
Adios.
Woo. Hasta luego.